Welcome to Mangaverse Recaps, your favorite manga recapped weekly.
Meet a girl the whole country thinks it knows. And the question that opens our story. After wrapping another long day of work, where does she quietly slip off to every night? Under the humming fluorescent lights of a late-night laundromat, two people who never should have met are about to cross paths. This is See You at the Laundromat Tonight, a warm, gentle rom-com. Art by Aibara Rurie, story by Kennoji, begins now. And it all starts with one very ordinary man stepping out into the night. Meet Narita Rintarou, 29, your thoroughly average family restaurant worker. Low pay, endless overtime, no bonuses, no vacation. It all began when he flunked job hunting after college. Grateful, he'd grabbed the job his manager offered straight out of school. And look where it got him. Coworkers keep ditching shifts, and yet another job interview just ended in a polite rejection. Unneeded by anyone, hollow inside, that's how it leaves him. Picking at a sad dinner, he scrolls to a clip of a singer who's blown up on variety shows, though apparently she started out as a serious vocalist. Her name is Yoruzaki Sasa. On a talk show, she bluntly insists singing is her real job. Refreshingly honest, the kind of star who says exactly what she thinks. The fame itself? Honestly, just exhausting. Asked about her sharp new single, It's Not For You, she declares trend-chasing songs boring, earning adoring fans and a live chat flood of nasty haters in equal measure. Still, there's something undeniably dazzling about her. Loved and loathed at once, her newest track, It's Not For You, rocketed past 100 million streams in a single week. Yet up on that glittering stage, a quieter truth bleeds through. No matter how loudly the dream is praised, it never feels real to her, while faceless crowds desperately insist it must mean something. Back home, Rintarou muses she's got genuine talent, so why not just sing? Right as he fumbles and spills food all over the shirt he only just bought. Great. Laundry emergency. Then his washing machine flatly dies mid-cycle. Beep. Silence. Nothing. Faced with a mountain of dirty clothes and no other option, he resigns himself to a late-night errand. So he trudges to the nearest coin laundromat, half bracing for some sketchy dump, only to find, it's actually kind of cozy inside. He's not alone though. A girl in a cap is hunched over a handheld game in the corner. Hoping to wrap up before it gets awkward, he pulls out his phone to look something up. Then he really looks at her and freezes. She looks exactly like, no way. There is absolutely no way that's who he thinks it is. The mystery girl slides right over and points out his washer lid is open. It won't start unless he closes it. Wait, she actually just talked to him? Up close, there's no denying it. It's her. She gently grills him. Did he even add detergent? The machine's dispenser is out of order, so she offers to lend him some of her own. He hesitates strangely, so she presses. Just use the detergent. Without it, those stains will never lift, and besides, she happens to like that shirt of his. She helps him like it's the most natural thing in the world, nothing like her icy on-screen persona. Which leaves him wondering, what on earth is a star like her doing in a place like this? They end up side by side on the laundromat bench, and he works up the nerve for the small talk classic. Do you come here often? Instantly cringing the second it leaves his mouth. It's the closest spot to home, she says. She rarely has time to wash at her place. Can't she just ask someone else? Nope, only her grandma has ever done her laundry, and letting anyone else do it simply feels wrong. Conversation drifts to New Year's mochi soup. She lights up, she loves it. But when he mentions his grandma's recipe, they hit a delicious snag. Her family's version is sweet red bean zenzai, which to her, is New Year's soup. He shows her there's white miso ozoni too, plus whole regional varieties. Kansai, Kanto, the works. She's floored. Her grandma's recipe is the only one she's ever known, earning a teasing that's the Galapagos of mochi soup. They crack up together over it, and suddenly, she wants to try white miso, chicken broth ozoni herself. Even humble New Year soup, they marvel, has its own wild diversity these days. Then she admits something most people wouldn't get. She finds watching the clothes tumble and spin genuinely relaxing. It matters to her. To his quiet surprise, Rintarou says he likes that kind of thing too. Beep. Her load's done. Her laundry finishes fast tonight. As she heads off to gather it, she catches herself wondering, was he just being quietly considerate, giving her space? It might not matter to most people, he muses, but to someone, it just might. Back at his dead-end restaurant job, that thought becomes a tiny ember of hope. Maybe he'll keep at it a little longer. Maybe someone out there needs him too. Another night, another visit. She's already there, turning to greet him, and immediately fumbles an armful of laundry in a clatter of pure comedy. Beaming, she holds up his freshly washed shirt. See? Spotless. He can only marvel at how wildly different this giddy girl is from her icy on-screen self, and that warm fabric softener smell. She buries her face in the fluffy, sun-warm laundry. So soft, so warm, amazing. She's only ever used this one laundromat, and as far as she's concerned, it does the job perfectly. She talks up the old but reliable machines like she owns the place. You sound like the manager, he laughs. Truth is, she's basically the only one who uses it. It feels like her own little secret spot. He finally works up the nerve to thank her for the detergent. He can't offer much, he admits. She just smiles. Well then, she'll think of something. Work's rough, she tells him, but try to keep at it, yeah? He nods, and privately decides this whole tough but soft grandma's girl side of her is actually pretty cute, which of course, he accidentally says out loud. See cute? She short-circuits, scarlet. Did he just see right through her? And bolts. Along with her cool, cocky image, something else quietly falls away. Chapter 2. Turns out he's been deliberately not replacing his broken washing machine, just so he can keep coming to this Showa-era hidden laundromat used by no one but him and one other person. And here's that other person, famous songstress Yoruzaki Sasa, slipping in casual in a band tee and cap with a little O and a polite bow. They exchange evenings. She feels she ought to apologize for last time, but he waves it off. Really, it's fine. This is supposed to be her place to relax, after all. He still can't quite believe it. A celebrity who's done variety shows and even movies, secretly doing her own laundry here. And apparently she's been quietly using this spot for a very long time. She chucks her clothes in with cheerful abandon, then realizes she forgot her fabric softener. He offers his, "Consider it repayment," he says, for the detergent she lent him last time. She lights up. He uses the exact same softener she always does. Small world. With a grateful little bow, she happily borrows some. Machines whirring, dryers tumbling, they settle onto the bench, side by side. Two near strangers sharing a comfortable, wordless hum of spinning laundry. She fidgets, sneaking glances, working herself up to something. Little false starts and half-formed words, clearly building toward saying what's on her mind. He realizes, a little stunned, that his clothes now smell exactly like a famous singer's. Then she pulls him into a nostalgic childhood thumb-counting game. The one everyone calls Ready Set. Cut to a memory of why she's so invested. Her blonde manager has been mercilessly thrashing her at this exact game, cackling loser, and sneering that even a grade schooler could put up a better fight. So back at the laundromat, she declares, dead serious, that there's someone she absolutely needs to get revenge on. Rintarou gulps. She is alarmingly intense about this. To raise the stakes, loser buys the winner an ice cream from the vending machine. She dares him to treat her, and he takes the bait. Fine then, you're on. They square up, fists balled, and she promptly dissolves into giggles. What's so funny? He asks, baffled. His fists pressed together, she snorts. Make him look like he's been slapped in handcuffs. Privately, he's charmed by how this girl giggles at the dumbest things. Nothing like her cool, composed on-screen self. The mind games begin. He brazenly announces his number out loud, then wins anyway. Cue her outraged cries of, "That's cheating!" as he racks up a point. "It's totally allowed," he grins, then reads her like a book. Her face and fidgeting fingers betray every bluff. She'd have won, he points out, if she'd just committed to her call. Round after round of pure psychological warfare. Feints, tells, and bold declarations, as the silly finger game escalates into a battle of wits. He cleans up and claims the ice cream. But she instantly flips to gloating, ego-tripping like a champion, and boasting she's got counters for his every dirty trick. He just finds her endlessly fascinating. She sheepishly apologizes for getting so worked up. It's fine, it was a serious match. Privately though, Rintarou now vows he'll never lose to her again, because he's finally cracked her tells. Back in the flashback, the grim truth, she dropped 8 straight rounds to her manager, who taunts her to just give up already. She never got her revenge at all. Elsewhere, a variety show segment puts Sasa on the spot, a shopping game where you must pay full price for whatever you pick, with ruinously expensive items hidden among the cheap ones. Eyeing a glittering brooch, she confidently tells them to ring it up. "Are you sure?" A get it wrong and you'll pay dearly drumroll builds to a tense beep. The verdict? 324,000, a French antique masterpiece. She reels in horror. This is just for the cameras, right? She doesn't actually have to pay for this, does she? She does. With nowhere near enough cash on hand, the show milks it for laughs. Until, right on cue, her smug manager strides out to lend her the money. Sasa figured this might happen. The manager covers the bill, then cheerfully announces she'll just dock it from Sasa's pay, roaring with laughter at the whole 324,000 fiasco. You really are such a handful, girl. Chapter 3. And so Sasa is left saddled with one absurdly overpriced brooch she never wanted. They have to be kidding, she grumbles. She actually paid for this thing. That night, at the laundromat, she's clearly in a mood, holding the brooch up to the light and glaring at it. What on earth, she mutters, is even antique about this? Work forced her to buy it, totally against her will, she explains, then shoves it at Rintarou. How much do you think this thing is worth? 8,000 yen, tops, he guesses, then nearly falls over when she reveals it cost 324,000. Brutal, she fumes. It's straight up workplace harassment, and she can't believe this dumb brooch is worth that much. She tries to fob her unwanted prizes off on him, the brooch, even her boots, turning it into another guessing game. Nail the price, and they're his. He balks at the absurd idea of sending her home barefoot. Guess wrong, she warns with a smug grin, and she'll simply laugh at his terrible powers of observation. He just sighs at all the smugness. They settle on a simple high or low bet on the boots. He deliberates hard. She's a celebrity, an idol even. Surely she wears pricey designer footwear. Final answer, higher than 60,000 yen. Drumroll, wrong. The boots cost a grand total of 2,990. He'd wildly overestimated. She howls with laughter. They're cheap faux leather fast fashion from a chain store. He's genuinely thrown that a famous singer shops the bargain bin like anyone else. His turn now. Get it right and she'll buy him a vending machine juice. She produces her worn little wallet, sets the baseline at 30,000, and dares him to call high or low. He studies the well-loved wallet and reasons it down. Would a student really splurge 30,000 on this? It looks old, used since her school days. He leans toward lower. Then he second-guesses himself. Maybe worn means high quality? And flips to higher at the last second. Buzzer. Wrong. It was under 30,000 and a curse slips out to her delight. He badly overthought it. The wallet ran about 7,000 yen, but it was a gift from her mom when she got into university, and she's treasured it carefully ever since. Round 3 is hers. She lifts an earring and asks him to guess. 50,000 yen. Higher or lower? Take a stab. Cut to a rough shift at the restaurant. He slumps, drained, then pulls out the earring he somehow ended up winning, wondering what on earth he's supposed to do with it. Rewind, the earrings actually cost around 80,000, and his 50-50 guess landed dead on. So she just shoves them at him. Take them. He's completely bewildered. No way can he accept 80,000 yen earrings, he protests. She brushes it off. Really, it's fine. From the start, she was only dragging him into these games to distract herself anyway. If he doesn't want them, she shrugs. Sell them or give them away. Then she heads off with a little bow and a see you. He doesn't even wear earrings. Maybe he'll just sell them. Enter Satonaka Remy, 21, third-year university student. The restaurant's beloved staff angel and picture-perfect part-timer. She instantly spots the earring and gushes over how cute it is. On impulse, he offers it to her. Perfect timing, he says. She's always working so hard, so consider it a thank you gift. Remy is over the moon. She adores it, but among the part-timers a rumor blooms. That's a rejection earring, supposedly a present from a girl who dumped him. The real, far sweeter truth stays behind at the laundromat. Meanwhile, back under those fluorescent lights, the real giver, famous songstress Yoruzaki Sasa herself, carries on, blissfully unaware of the gossip her cast-off earring just sparked. Chapter 4. The abandoned laundromat as a weary adult's refuge. Rintarou, now genuinely fond of his time here, drops by again, engrossed in a shonen manga the angelic Remy recommended. But Sasa's night is heavier. She takes a tense call from her manager. This is a big deal, don't you dare mess it up. And hangs up after 3 long minutes with a quiet, drained, good work. 3 days left, she frets. She can't keep this up. She laughs, hollow and frayed, muttering that maybe she should just throw it all away. Rintarou notices something's off, but wisely, he doesn't pry. Her calendar is a solid wall of back-to-back TV and radio bookings. She snipes at her manager to maybe cut her workload. "You're the one keeping me this busy." Later, at the laundromat, she clocks his manga. "Do you like that?" A part-timer at work lent it to him. He explains, and he's pretty hooked now. "Oh, that's so," she murmurs, with quiet, curious interest. She keeps sneaking glances, watching him get totally absorbed in the pages. He really is hooked. Then she works up the nerve to interrupt. "So that manga?" She presses. "What exactly is it you like about it?" "The usual stuff." He shrugs vaguely, not the answer she wanted. She leans right into his space, weirdly insistent. No, that's not it. Be more specific about what you love." So he gives her a real one. That Volume 5 moment where the hero shoulders all his comrades' hopes and dreams to face a mighty foe. Gave him chills. Yeah, she agrees softly. "That part's good, huh?" Turns out she's read it too. All the way to the latest Volume 12. And casually lets slip that the master dies soon. Rintarou's only on Volume 7. Cue a horrified "oh no" as the spoiler lands. Mortified, she fumbles an apology while he protests the world's worst spoiler delivery. The truth tumbles out. She's been so stressed at work, she just needed someone to dump all these gross feelings onto. She grabs his copy to flip through it, muttering it's genuinely interesting even apart from being related to work. A slip she doesn't quite catch. His brain connects the dots. "Wait, are you writing the theme song for this?" Her composure detonates. She denies it in a cracking, deeply unconvincing falsetto. "Nailed it. You only have to read it because it's tied to your job, right?" He presses N. "Nope, no idea what you mean." Wisely, he lets her off the hook and just asks who her favorite character is. He muses on it. He likes the senpai who keeps pushing and encouraging the hero to grow. Sasa goes quiet, turning the idea over. Senpai, growth, clearly filing it away for something. She tunes him out entirely now, thumbs flying across her phone, dead focused. "Hey, start the dryer first," he says, but she can't even hear him anymore. So he quietly handles her laundry himself while she writes, telling her he's looking forward to the official announcement, whatever it turns out to be. Lyrics done. She throws up a triumphant, "It's done." Then, so absorbed she barely registers the man beside her, she thanks this beverage, having basically turned helpful Rintarou into a human coffee dispenser. She fires the lyrics off to her manager, who showers her with praise. Instant, genius work, and promises to send them up for approval. Sasa exhales, finally able to relax. Months later, it airs. The anime Great Martial War opening, sung by Yoruzaki Sasa. And the words are unmistakably his. It's surreal, he admits, hearing his own offhand thoughts woven into her song. Thanks for the material and the coffee. Chapter 5. Late one night at the family restaurant, a lone, elegant blonde works away in a booth, and Rintarou happens to be on shift. Meet Kusaka Ryo, 29, Yoruzaki Sasa's manager, grinding through work calls at a corner table well past any reasonable hour. Buried in her phone, she powers through it all, and Rintarou, ever the diligent staffer, sets a matcha parfait down beside her. "Take your time," he offers. Finally, all done! She throws her arms up in triumph, only to blink at the parfait and realize it's not at all what she ordered. She really should have just answered properly. Cue her dilemma. The parfait's wrong. Matcha, not strawberry. She spirals over whether to even mention it, terrified that flagging a simple mistake might come across as a complaint. She finally, sheepishly admits it isn't what she ordered. And Rintarou instantly catches it, snapping into an apologetic bow. He checks the receipt, confirms she'd ordered strawberry, takes full blame for not double-checking with the kitchen, and dashes off to fix it, apologizing the entire way. We glimpse why she's wired this way, as Sasa's manager Kusaka is forever bowing and apologizing. Scolded by execs over Sasa's blunt on-air comments, the very honesty Kusaka herself encouraged. Rintarou returns with the correct strawberry parfait, loaded with extra berries and ice cream as an apology. Kusaka softens, having to apologize on someone else's behalf. She muses, "Is pretty rough, isn't it?" He insists both parfaits are on the house. She's welcome to keep the matcha one too. She digs in happily, and he's just relieved she turned out to be such a nice person. She gushes that his customer service is honestly world-class. He's completely erased the bad mood she walked in with. Then, he gently points out she's got parfait smeared on her mouth. Mortified, has she really been chatting away like this the whole time? She's grateful he said something before she strolled out looking ridiculous. She could learn a thing or two from him, she admits. With no other customers around, he offers her a seat to relax. Emboldened, she decides to stick around and, to his surprise, orders herself an actual drink. Booze with a parfait? That's deeply weird, he deadpans. Yep, she chirps, totally unbothered, and happily knocks it back. Her first ever drink at a family restaurant. And honestly, not bad. They trade small talk about his brutal understaffing. That's straight up abusive, she frowns. And his weekday shifts. He waves off any praise, but she insists he's admirable because she sees herself in him. She's forever cleaning up after her own juniors and underlings' mistakes, just gritting her teeth and enduring it. She doesn't want to be disliked, so she never acts harsh, and it's wrecking her with breakouts and mouth ulcers. The little things pile up and crush her. Ma'am, Rintarou notes dryly, this is a family restaurant, not some dim little bar. She's just fed up. She sighs, and he genuinely sympathizes. Late at night like this, she always craves something sweet. Maybe that's the real reason she keeps ending up here. She takes a bite and melts. Delicious. Looking utterly, disarmingly content. Then she catches herself. Bet you're thinking, what's a 29-year-old woman doing acting all cute? He denies it flatly, and that's how they discover they're both exactly 29. The coincidence delights her. Same age, no way. Somehow it makes her feel a little closer to him. Pleasantly full, she declares herself thoroughly satisfied. Casually, she asks which other shifts he works. Just wondering, of course. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, he tells her, as she apologizes for pulling him away from his job to chat. He sends her off with a kind warning. It's late and she's been drinking, so take care. Charmed, she waves goodbye with a warm, see you then. Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, she repeats to herself. She'll definitely be coming back. Meanwhile, across town, Sasa waits at the laundromat for a Rintarou who never shows, insisting it doesn't matter, while her face says everything. Chapter 6. The rundown laundromat gets its first ever special guest. As Rintarou folds his clothes, someone unfamiliar quietly peeks in from the doorway. Mid-fold, Rintarou freezes. Something is creeping across the laundromat floor. He whirls around with a yelp, and there, plodding calmly past the machines, is a turtle. He crouches, baffled. It's no stray. Judging by the species, it's plainly someone's escaped pet. And yet, for reasons he can't explain, he simply can't stop watching the little creature wander. Outside, a girl in a pulled low cap reads a text. Pick up at 7 sharp, be awake. She sighs that she could really use a day off, then slips inside and greets him with a small, tired, hello. She admits she's grown used to these late-night visits. What once felt like wasted time now feels almost precious. A rare stretch of hours where she's allowed to simply do nothing at all. Then she spots it. There's a turtle in here! He confirms there sure is. For someone so composed a second ago, she's suddenly very invested in this big, shocking development. They puzzle over the intruder. The door never quite shuts, so it likely crept in through the gap. A cat she could understand, she protests. But a turtle? That explains absolutely nothing. Side by side, they watch it plod. She can't recall the last time she saw one. Curious, she asks if he's the type who knows about animals, and he correctly names it, a Greek tortoise. He downplays it. This species never grows very big, so it's surely a pet or a pet shop runaway. Nothing impressive. She's quietly amazed anyway. He really does know his stuff. Not to be outdone, she smugly reads aloud that it's a strict herbivore. He gently tops her. You should never let a pet tortoise hibernate, he warns, or it can quietly die. She's reluctantly impressed. Sounds like you're a real turtle fan, he teases. She deflects. She just finds them soothing to watch. Once, a tortoise at the zoo was so cute, she stood and read its entire info plaque. Yeah, she murmurs, it really is. Watching it amble so lazily, the tension drains out of her. And she feels a little silly for getting so worked up only moments before. He grins that she's a complete weirdo who clearly adores turtles. Maybe, he muses, that easy, unbothered calm is exactly what makes the slow little creatures so quietly appealing. So do you like animals then? She asks. He hedges. If forced to choose, he leans toward liking them, though he wouldn't call it anything serious. She presses on his half-hearted like. In her view, even a casual newcomer counts, as long as the affection is real. No one else gets to rule how much you're allowed to love something, so don't downplay it. Taking her words to heart, he says it plainly. I love them. Something about the simple, honest admission makes her chest give a sudden traitorous thump. Said that bluntly. He admits it might ruffle a few feathers, and she agrees, a little flustered. The machines thunk to a stop. They head out into the dark, never noticing the turtle trailing behind. Back inside, they find the spot empty. The turtle is gone. "It was right here a second ago," she says. He shrugs. It must have slipped away without either of them noticing. "Are we even sure that was a turtle?" he wonders aloud. Then, perfectly deadpan, he offers his theory. It was probably the ghost of a turtle, just out for a quiet evening stroll. He innocently asks what she'd been saying about turtles earlier, and she flushes crimson, shrieking, "Never mind!" as the memory of her gushing returns in a wave of pure mortification. Then he finds an online post from someone who seems to be the owner. He'll get in contact, he says. Soon the tortoise is safely handed back, and she's genuinely glad it made it home. "Don't just circle back to that," she snaps, when he refuses to drop the ghost turtle bit. He swears ghost turtles must exist. She vows he'll pay next time. Perhaps the chapter winks. It was the guardian spirit of the coin laundry all along. In the car home, idol Yoruzaki Sasa scrolls through another wave of anonymous venom. Her manager urges her to just let it go. The hate never ends. Sasa breathes a tight, resentful fine. The anger with nowhere to land. Chapter 7. She storms into the laundromat, practically radiating menace. Rintarou manages a wary good evening, instantly sensing this is one of those nights where she's desperate for him to ask what's wrong. True to form, he's the only soul willing to absorb an idol's complaints. She insists she wasn't talking to him, she was venting to her fans, while muttering darkly about cowardly trolls who quote her and won't reply to her face. She nearly gives up and heads home without their usual small talk, but he reads the room and gently notes that things look pretty rough lately. "Well," she admits, "yeah." The washers rattle in the quiet. Then she turns to him. "Hey!" He stiffens. "What is it?" She warns, a slightly weird request to make of him. Haters slander her constantly, she explains, and as a public idol, she's forbidden from firing back. So here's the favor. She wants him to play the hater and trash talk her, so she can finally practice fighting back. Her real plan, to demolish his insults with cold, ruthless logic. Rintarou shrugs. He's got the free time, so why not? Basically, he gathers, she just needs a safe place to blow off some steam. She warns she won't care if he cries. She's no fragile little kid. Then launches in. Playing the hater herself, she jabs that he's been plastered all over TV lately, strutting like some big-shot idol. The fake insults fly. He only sells because the agency shoves him down everyone's throats. But within seconds, she's so fired up she breaks character entirely, hotly defending herself. She never called herself a songstress, and nobody's forcing anyone. She erupts. Come to a live show and judge her real talent for yourself. Rintarou coolly lobs another jab, sneering that her awards were probably all bought. She sniffles. He checks if she wants to stop. No, she insists. Carry on. Now it's his turn under fire. He admits this is exactly how haters operate. Then Sasa, dripping false sympathy, pities his sad little life and reminds him that social media isn't his personal therapist. He fires back. Maybe she should just quit social media then. She bristles that she uses it for work, and when he keeps needling, she snaps at him to shut it. Thoroughly and genuinely irritated now. Suddenly she rounds on him, flushed and triumphant. "Now I get it. You actually like me, don't you?" Caught completely off guard, Rintarou can only manage a baffled as she gasps at her own accusation. Instantly she panics, backpedaling in a flustered rush. When she says like, she doesn't mean love or romance or anything like that. "I get what you mean," he says mildly, as she slides down the bench, mortified. Still, he muses, maybe haters really are like that. And who would ever want fans who behave so badly? The thought tickles her, until she giggles that maybe haters are just secret fans in disguise. You're right. Studying the cruel post again, she says that thanks to him, she finally knows how to handle people like this, even if she can't truly fire back. He's glad to hear it. Then she starts typing a reply, and worry flickers across his face. Cut to chaos. Her manager is horrified. Sasa's online clapback has gone viral, rippling across the news. "What did I tell you?" the manager wails. Slurping her drink, utterly unbothered, Sasa shrugs. She only answered, "One little hater," but the comments swarm. Mockery, fake condolences, jabs at her personality. Her eye twitches with mounting fury. "This world," she mutters, "truly sucks." No matter what she says, it only fans the flames higher. She fires off one more savage reply, telling a troll to go delete himself. For days, it detonates across the internet. And once again, poor Sasa becomes the web's favorite plaything. Such, the chapter size, is the internet. Chapter 8. We finally meet Rintarou by daylight, slumped at his office desk well past 6, groaning over next month's schedule. Mapping it all out, he mutters, is genuinely exhausting. A coworker peeks in to wish him good work and tease him for staying so late. He really does overwork himself, Narita-san. He laughs it off with a tired, grateful, yeah, I appreciate it. Chapter 8 rolls on. For once, Rintarou joins his coworkers for after-work drinks. The izakaya swells with easy chatter and a hearty cheers. Exactly the kind of ordinary night out he's rarely pulled into. A coworker named Rimi Satonaka chats with him easily. The table teases her about boyfriends. Then talk turns to a beloved anime getting a movie. Thrilled he's seen it too, she suggests they catch the adaptation together sometime. Privately, Rimi confesses her current boyfriend is perfectly nice, yet somehow it just isn't clicking. They have plenty in common and he's not dull to talk to, so she can't quite name what's missing. As the group debates where to head next, Rimi quietly bows out. She's actually going home. She waves the others a bright goodbye and slips off into the night alone. On her way, she spots a familiar figure, Rintarou, flagged down by a lost foreign traveler. Is he being asked for directions? Curious, she hangs back to watch how the unassuming man will handle it. To her delight, he gamely takes charge, gesturing the way in grand, broken English and even offering to walk the stranger there himself. What a nice guy, she thinks, watching him cheerfully escort the traveler off. Mission complete, the traveler thanks him and they part. Rintarou exhales, then nearly leaps out of his skin as Rimi pops up beside him. Satonaka-san, he yelps. Narita-san, she answers, far too pleased. She admits she watched the whole rescue. Just taking a little detour, she says airily. He groans that he'd have looked much smarter if he could actually speak English. Aw man, she really caught him flailing. They fall into step together. For some reason she can't quite explain, Rimi realizes she feels completely at ease walking beside Narita-san. He's simply glad the traveler made it safely on his way. And privately, watching his easy kindness, she decides that looking a little lame sometimes doesn't mean a person isn't genuinely cool. On impulse, she asks if he'd like to grab a drink after this. He says yeah, he would, and her heart slams. Scarlet-faced, she blurts a, why yes, babbling that she doesn't mind splitting the bill or wherever they end up. But he hesitates. After this, he has somewhere to be. She deflates, quietly wondering if it's because of a girlfriend, as he apologetically explains that tonight is just a little difficult for him. He waves it off. Nothing like a girlfriend, not a chance. He just has plans. Recovering, Rimi brightly agrees he does seem busy too. Next time then, she says, just let her know whenever he finally gets a day off. Pushing his bike home, Rintarou can't stop grinning. It's the first time a coworker has ever invited him out anywhere. Glowing, he rides off as, across town, the laundromat door rattles, and a familiar figure settles in to wait. Sasa greets him with a low, hey. He's in suspiciously bright spirits tonight. One of the juniors at work invited him out drinking, he explains, beaming. She watches that grin with slowly narrowing eyes. One look at that giddy face, and she knows instantly it was definitely a woman. He just keeps marveling that a junior asked him at all. Proof, he decides happily that maybe he isn't completely hated at work after all. Wow, so happy for you, she says flatly, something prickling beneath the words. Why on earth does this bother her? Yet, he adds, because it fell on tonight, he had to turn the invitation down, his laundry's piled sky high. At that, Sasa flushes and looks away. It's not as if he had to wash his clothes tonight, she mutters. If it made him so happy, he should have just gone out. Behind the prickly act, she's quietly, helplessly pleased. Chapter 9 opens on a different home. A father psychs himself up to finally have a proper chat with his daughter over dinner. That singer she likes is on TV. He ventures, what was her name again? Sasa-chan, the girl says. He repeats it, bemused. What an unusual name, and asks whether she's some kind of popular singer. His teenage daughter, a quiet fan, can barely muster a reply. She gives him the cold shoulder. Is there even any point explaining it to him? Guess not, he laughs, a little defeated, as mom tells them both to stop talking and finish their dinner. Chapter 9's anxious narrator turns out to be that father Yoshio. He walks on eggshells around younger coworkers, forever terrified of seeming like a creep. His one refuge is scrubbing down the rundown laundromat his late grandmother left him. One rainy night, cleaning up, he freezes. Someone's inside. Peeking in, he can hardly believe it. It's Sasa-chan, the very idol his daughter adores, sitting right there in his little laundromat. He squints between her and his phone photo, heart pounding. An autograph would thrill his daughter, but he pictures the headline, a glasses-wearing middle-aged man lunging at a young woman, shouting "signature please," and realizes it might read as something far worse than harassment. So he resolves to simply wait until she leaves. He mustn't approach carelessly. He's painfully aware he's a slightly gross old man. Then another customer arrives, and he's floored that a real idol genuinely uses his humble laundromat. It's Rintarou. "Good evening," he offers. Sasa returns a low, "Hey." "Rain's coming," she notes. The ground's already damp. Then she holds something out. Would he like to borrow her umbrella? He points out that umbrellas exist precisely so people don't get soaked. She insists she'll be fine, he lives close anyway. But taking it, he counters, would only leave her with the wet walk home. Watching, Yoshio marvels at how easily the two get along. She shows him the radar. The whole map glows red with incoming rain. "Whoa, it's all red," she breathes, leaning in close. To Yoshio, that casual closeness reads as scandalously bold. How daring. His imagination runs wild, the pair embracing amid a shower of roses. So this is youth. He nods sagely, certain his shabby little laundromat has secretly become a young couple's hidden love nest. Another night, the door rattles open. "Sorry, meetings ran late," Sasa says. "He's late," she huffs. It's been ages since she's seen him. He apologizes. "Rain's due, so let's just share an umbrella on the way home." Under one umbrella, they stroll off together. Sasa, pink-cheeked, and shyly murmuring, "Okay." From his hiding spot, magazine in hand, Yoshio drinks in what he's certain is the fresh, sparkling energy of young love. Their actual conversation, though, is gloriously mundane. Umbrellas really haven't changed at all, he muses. Even back in the Edo period, they looked basically like this. Well, she allows, now that he mentions it. He predicts the next generation will be hands-free, perched right on your head. She points out you'd just get soaked from the sides. Fine. He says, then she should invent something better. She sniffs, modeling an umbrella hat. He brings up those deep, face-covering hats tough guys wear pulled low. She hasn't the faintest idea what he means. He's reaching for something new. She scolds. That's going backwards, as he describes the long, wide brims that hide your whole face. What if you could actually wear it, she bursts out. So close, he thinks, because they already have exactly that. Raincoats, the kind people call kappa. Has she heard of them? She flushes, a little deflated. Seems like everyone who really thinks it through, he laughs, lands on the same conclusion. Apparently, she admits that's just where it's all headed. "Look, there are ones like this too," she insists, shoving her phone at him. Surely there are clever umbrellas out there they've never heard of. Yoshio, spying, gasps. She's showing him her phone. Did she catch the man cheating? His mind spins a full melodrama. Rintarou cornered, sputtering that he's never even met that woman, it must be someone else, while a tearful Sasa screams that he's a liar, the absolute worst. Unbelievable. Reality snaps back when Sasa catches the old man staring. "Huh? What? Creep," she mutters. Yoshio, mortified, wonders if one beauty in his life simply isn't enough, as she gathers her things and slips out through the rattling door. Outside the laundromat, Sasa dabs at her eye, looking genuinely upset. Yoshio spirals again. That plain-faced man must have cheated. She should dump him. So they really did have a fight? He wrestles with himself in the rain. He's only a bystander. He must restrain himself. Nothing happened. No one was there. Better to forget the whole thing. As the downpour starts, he solemnly vows he won't tell a single soul. Sasa walks home dry, grateful she borrowed his umbrella, idly hoping he's doing okay. He is emphatically not caught in the sudden deluge, splashing through puddles, wailing over his soaked laundry. He wasn't doing all right in the slightest. Chapter 10. At work, Rintarou overhears buzz he can't ignore. Sasa landed a featured interview on the show Calm Archipelago. His co-workers are thrilled. She did an interview, huh? He murmurs, already planning to watch it later at the laundromat. That night, machines clunking around him, he settles in and pulls up the footage on his phone. Right on cue, the door slides open, and Sasa herself arrives, announcing she's ready for another evening of laundry. On screen, the documentary frames her grandly. A Tokyo music studio, an idol others call effortlessly charismatic. Yoruzaki Sasa. Watching the polished portrait, Rintarou quietly agrees. Yeah, that part's true. The interviewer asks her philosophy for making each live show special. On camera, she demurs. She doesn't really have one. As long as everyone's having fun, isn't that enough? So that's honestly how she feels, he thinks, struck by the simple answer. The crew even tours her apartment, praising how tidy she keeps it despite her packed schedule. That's just how it is, she says breezily on screen. A suspiciously nice, suspiciously spotless place for someone so endlessly busy. Asked about her future, she admits on camera she hasn't really thought about it. As long as she can keep getting by singing her songs, that's enough. The Age's charismatic darling, the show gushes, is remarkably humble. Then the concert footage rolls. A roaring crowd, Sasa pouring her whole soul into the mic. No wonder her fans flock to her. The narrator marvels, her spirit reaches you through all 5 senses. On his phone, Rintarou watches genuinely moved. The laundromat door rattles for real, and the actual Sasa steps in. Hey, she says. Good evening, he answers. The polished idol from the screen and the girl in his quiet little laundromat suddenly, one and the same. He tells her he just watched the interview. She looked super cool, really charismatic. You think so? She asks, a telltale twitch at the corner of her mouth betraying just how pleased she secretly is. It's a bit embarrassing showing her natural self, she admits, though it does give a peek behind the scenes. Then the gloss cracks. The questions dragged on forever, half of them pointless, and suddenly the charismatic idol won't stop griping. When did they even film it, he asks. Ages ago, she says, maybe 6 months back. And she had to keep her apartment spotless the entire shoot. Manager's orders, she sighs. Ah, he realizes. So the spotless room was the manager's doing. The truth spills out in a flashback of her real apartment. A total disaster zone, her manager frantically cramming everything into closets. Sasa only ever goes home to sleep. She can never keep it clean, and would have aired it as is. But again, manager's orders. Her manager had been horrified. You can't broadcast this disgusting room to the entire country. Sasa, unbothered, offered her usual deal. If it bothers her so much, Rio-chan can just clean it herself. With a defeated sigh, Rio admitted she wasn't being left much choice. Rio's always looking out for her, Sasa says fondly. Whenever she forgets her wallet, her phone, even her passport. Sounds like a wonderful person, Rintarou offers. Honestly, he adds, that sounds more like her mom. My mom, Sasa snorts. Yeah, kind of exactly like that. Her live show philosophy was so very Yoruzaki Sasa, he says. Her fans must have loved it. She's the one on stage. She nods, so she tries to make it a lifelong memory. Then she fumbles, not even recalling saying that, and he begs her to stop giving better answers than she did on TV. Pressed on her real future dream, she erupts with sudden fire, to force every last one of her haters to grovel and apologize for the garbage they spew about her. Is it a big deal to you or not? He laughs, as she sheepishly admits she just really needed to say that. Did the crew ever film here, he wonders, if the shoot ran so long? She's vague. Maybe, probably, though she thinks it got cut. A memory surfaces. On filming day, she'd waved the crew off, insisting she needed to slip away and do her laundry. Because even for an interview, she'd refused to let anyone else intrude here. Hadn't she declared this place strictly off-limits? He waves off his own life. Just a family restaurant worker. Hardly interview material. Honestly, he admits he's a little jealous she got to appear on a real show like that. Any job can look cool, he tells her, as long as you're earnest about the work you do. Sasa turns the thought over, then offers a small, soft smile. Maybe, she concedes, he's actually right about that. Folding his laundry, he remembers something. Would she like a discount coupon for his restaurant chain? Then he second-guesses himself. She probably doesn't do family restaurants. Not at all, she says. She'd genuinely love to go if he's offering. He hands over a 25% off coupon. She thanks him. They get a fresh stack every month, he explains, and he always ends up with spares. So this is the kind of perk the job comes with, she muses. Well, see you, he says with a little bow, and another quiet night winds to a close. Another late night, Sasa wanders the streets, starving. She'd worked herself ragged and crashed into bed without dinner. Hunting for somewhere to eat, she spots a family restaurant called Cineraria and decides it'll do. Inside, she fishes out Rintarou's coupon, heart fluttering. Could he possibly work here? A male server approaches and she gasps, hoping, then deflates. Maybe he's just on a different shift, she tells herself, before mumbling that she's only here to eat. When she tries the coupon, the server gently corrects her. It's actually for a completely different restaurant chain. Mortified, she waves him off and pays by phone instead. Naturally, Rintarou was never here. The little thrill of maybe running into him fizzles into pure embarrassment. Chapter 11 shifts to Sasa's manager, Rio. At a friend's wedding, she claps and cheers. A beautiful new beginning for someone dear to her. She's happy for her, truly, yet underneath it all stirs a quiet, creeping loneliness. Later, Rio drowns that feeling at a family restaurant, dozing off over a single glass of wine. A young server brings her a glass of water. Here you go. Bleary and grateful, she thanks him without quite registering who he is. She's so drunk, she sips the water and marvels at how delicious the alcohol is. The server kindly plays along. Some days are just like that. The place is closing, he gently notes. There won't be any more orders tonight. It was a wedding, she slurs, and now she's terrified for her own future. Everyone around her is marrying, and she can't even afford all the gift money. Will she live alone and die alone? It'll be all right, he soothes. Calm down. Before she knew it, she was the last one single. Back in school, everyone swore she'd be the first to wed. When all you do is work, she sighs. The years just blur past. Isn't that just because she works so hard, he offers gently, and she sniffles in agreement. He introduces himself. Narita Rintarou. She gives her name back. Kusaka Rio. Delighted, she mashes it into a nickname. Narian. Neither has the faintest idea that this is the very man secretly tangled up with the idol she manages. So, Nareen, you got a girlfriend? She asks. None at all, he admits. Same as her. He's not planning to stay single forever, though. Things are just tough right now. Quietly, she notes that he wants to get married too. When he asks if she's ready to pay, she fumbles her card over, then catches a sudden, fluttery thought she can't shake. She wants, very badly, to get this kind stranger's number. Instantly, the panic spirals. Isn't she already a huge nuisance? The place is closed. She still hasn't left. She's basically using it as a cheap bar, and now she wants his contact info too? What if he blocks her? Or worse, bans her from ever coming back? Is she going to be okay? Rintarou wonders, in more ways than one. Flushed and frantic, Rio bolts to the bathroom, splashes her face, and tries desperately to pull herself together. Across town, Sasa is sprawled on her couch when her phone won't stop buzzing. She already knows it's Rio-chan, and she's definitely drunk. With a long sigh, she finally picks up. Hello. Hey, can you talk? Rio whimpers down the line. How do you ask someone for their contact info without coming across as completely suspicious? She has, of course, no clue she's begging her own idol for advice about Rintarou. Sasa is baffled. Don't people just swap business cards? Just hand yours over by itself, she says flatly. Nothing suspicious about that. You're a genius. Rio gushes as Sasa, already done with this, mutters goodnight and hangs up. Fired up, Rio rehearses it. She'll casually slide her card over with a breezy, sorry for the trouble, and he can reach out whenever. Brilliant. Then she rummages for a card and freezes. She doesn't have a single one left. Meanwhile, Rintarou returns with her credit card, only to find her face down, fast asleep at the table. Whoa! She's out? He tries, gently shaking her awake. No luck. There's simply no way he can carry her home by himself. So he and a colleague haul the deadweight Rio out to a waiting taxi. A passerby asks if the woman's all right. She just had a bit too much to drink, Rintarou explains with a tired smile, at the family restaurant. He coaxes her hazy address out of her, Main Street, near the convenience store, tells the driver to take her home, and even hands over the fare himself. Hope she gets home all right, he murmurs as the taxi pulls away into the night. Rio jolts awake in the back seat. Wait, a taxi? What happened? On the radio, the DJ cues a request. The new single, Breaking Through My Safety Protocol, by Yoruzaki Sasa. Hearing it, the whole night floods back, and she groans. She completely, utterly screwed up. In the taxi, Rio drifts through hazy half-thoughts, framing her feelings like a glitching program. Can she still go back, or is it too late? If this is the error called love, send the instructions. If it's a bug, patch it at once. Ah, not again, she sighs. That familiar flutter is starting up once more, the quiet sound of falling in love. True to form, she returns to the restaurant and earnestly apologizes to Rintarou for all the trouble she caused. Thorough as ever. Chapter 12. At the usual recording studio, Yoruzaki Sasa strolls in and tosses off a careless greeting. Staff bustle around her. Her manager Rio is on hand. and the team bows through the polite pre-session formalities. Let's give it our all today, a producer cheers. Rio gently reminds Sasa to wrap the recording without any rude remarks. Sasa half listens, struck by a stray thought. Everyone seems to call her by a different nickname, don't they? That night at the laundromat, Sasa is already folding clothes when the door rattles and Rintarou arrives. "Ah, good evening," he offers. "Evening," she answers. The same easy ritual as always. Then a thought ambushes her. She's fairly sure he's never actually told her his name. After all these visits, all these late-night talks, what is this guy even called? It suddenly starts to nag at her. It's not that she really cares. She insists to herself. She's merely curious. But after knowing him this long, asking his name out right now would be far too embarrassing to bear. So she fishes. "Hey, what was your name again? Remind me. Have you ever told me?" He counters slyly. Caught, she bluffs, but he flatly refuses to simply hand it over. "Yeah, that's not happening." She switches to a sneakier tack. "Can I ask you kind of a weird question?" "Sure," he says. "So, what was his seat number back in school?" As if that could possibly reveal a name. Third year, he tells her he was seat 18, though he can't fathom why she's asking. Even he admits the question is strange. No reason, she lies breezily. Just a passing thought. 18, she mutters, turning it over uselessly. He sees right through her. She's fishing for his name, but can't just ask properly. Fine. He plays along. His initials are RN. Hers, she volunteers, are YS. That doesn't narrow it down at all. She grumbles. She tries decoding it like a puzzle. Does the first character have 6 strokes? He dangles hints as she flusters and denies she's prying at all. "It's nothing like that," she insists. "Wouldn't you like to know?" He grins. "The first character," he begins, and she nods along so eagerly, so hungry for the hint, that he can't help thinking how hopelessly easy she is to read. He doles it out. It starts with "na," it shares its name with a place. And the next hint, he says with a perfectly straight face, is an airplane. She stares back, utterly stumped. "Na, Nutridge?" she ventures wildly. "Do I really seem like the type to throw tantrums like that?" he asks, mildly affronted. The guessing only gets more ridiculous from here. His surname just starts with "na," he explains. Couldn't she simply look it up on her phone? She refuses. She's come too far, and cheating now would feel like losing. It's an utterly ordinary surname, he adds. She could probably just guess it. Nakayama? Nope. Nakazawa? Wrong. Nakatomo? She's certain she's nailed it, until he asks whether he really looks like a star fullback to her. Wrong again. "Should I just tell you already?" he offers. "Sure, if he wants to." She doesn't really care, she says, transparently caring a great deal. He smiles at how she can never be honest, then finally says it. "His name is Narita Rintarou." "That's what you meant by airplane," she gasps. "Narita, like the airport." "Narita-san." She tries it out. "Your hints were spot on," she praises. "Spot on," he laughs, except she somehow guessed every answer but the right one. "So, Narita-san it is. How wonderfully ordinary." She giggles. What kind of name did she expect from an ordinary guy? He shrugs. "Yep," he agrees easily. "Pretty ordinary indeed." She looks quietly, helplessly delighted to finally have it. Only fair she gives her name too, then she decides. "Sure," he says. "Just so they're even." "Is that really okay?" he asks, surprised she'd trust him. "He just doesn't seem the type to blab," she says. The same blunt girl who once told her haters to go delete themselves. Then comes her turn. Besides, she reasons if he were the type to brag online, he'd have done it long ago. So she finally says it outright. Every night he comes here, the girl he's been chatting with is none other than the idol Yoruzaki Sasa. He admits he's never actually told a soul that he gets to talk with a real idol. Then she flips the game on him. That's only her stage name. So she challenges, smug and sparkling, can he guess her real one? He reasons it through. Are her initials YS, her true ones, just reversed from her stage name? Then she veers off, asking if he's any good at escape rooms. Never tried, he admits. No friends to go with. Same here, she says. A perfectly matched pair of loners. He plays it cool. He doesn't really need to know, but if she wanted to tell him, he wouldn't mind. She smirks right back. Saying things like that, Narita-san, he really must not have any friends either. His own teasing turned neatly against him. Right then, he says, taking a real swing. If it starts with S, maybe something like Sogawa? Bzzzt, she buzzes, delighted. Way off. And then finally, she begins to tell him her name herself. It feels almost like a rough prototype of her stage name, he notes. She squirms. For some reason, it's genuinely embarrassing. A little strange to say her plain full name out loud to someone like this. It's pretty ordinary, isn't it? She laughs softly, finally giving it up. And so, on that quiet night, the two of them at last learned each other's real names, getting to know one another, slowly, bit by bit. Chapter 13 opens mid-chaos at the family restaurant. Call buttons beeping without mercy. "I'll be right with you," Rintarou calls, ringing up totals and clearing tables, run ragged by the relentless electronic chime. That night at the laundromat, he slumps on the bench, hollow-eyed. He can't get that beeping out of his head. Maybe, he mutters, they should just get a service robot. Behind him, the door rattles open. Sasa arrives with a good evening. Hey, he manages, clearly running on empty. She studies him, a flicker of concern crossing her face. He seems kind of out of it today, doesn't he? It's just been one of those days, he sighs. Not feeling well, she asks, watching him more closely now. The usual sharp banter is gone, replaced by something quieter and thoroughly worn out. Did something happen? She presses gently. Nothing serious, he assures her. Just a pileup of little things at work. I see, she says, not quite convinced, the worry refusing to leave her face. Then she digs into her bag and offers him a gummy. Want one? Sure, he says, taking one. A small, ordinary kindness passed between them in the humming laundromat. The grape one's pretty good, right? She chirps. When you're worn out, she informs him sagely, sweets are the best cure. She heard it from a friend. The friend, of course, being a certain drunk manager and her gospel of sweets and alcohol. When she's feeling low, she adds, she likes watching funny videos online. Check this out. She shoves her phone at him, a clip of an adorable dog. Feel any better? He gives absolutely no reaction, still slowly chewing his gummy. Internally, Sasa spirals into panic. This is bad. Her whole comedic taste is suddenly on trial here, and he isn't laughing in the slightest. He's still chewing, she frets. Is there even anything left in his mouth? That's interesting, he offers flatly. A flat-out lie, she thinks, hastily insisting a friend sent it and it's not really her usual taste. He softens, realizing she's trying her best to cheer him up. At last, he explains the real cause. A part-timer abruptly quit on him, blowing a hole in the schedule and leaving the day brutally short-staffed. Why would the guy even quit? She wonders aloud. She mounts a fierce defense on his behalf. Ingratitude invites karma, so that quitter is bound to face rotten luck ahead. And someone as helpful as Rintarou, she insists, fist clenched, is surely due for something good in return. He didn't do anything wrong, she declares. Besides, it's not only the guy who quit. Whoever hired him shares the blame too. That'd be nice, he says wryly, except he's the one who hired the guy. She freezes, foot planted firmly in mouth. He turns thoughtful and kind. If the part-timer was struggling, he wishes the guy had just talked to him. He could have helped. He'd seemed earnest, a good fit, someone who'd last. Scrambling to recover, Sasa pivots hard. No, that quitter was absolutely, overwhelmingly in the wrong. Flustered, Sasa fumbles to console him. Surely a man who makes hiring decisions must be some kind of higher-up. Narita-san, after all, he just laughs it off, waving the idea away. He's an ordinary employee, a lowly underling, and nothing more. She offers him another gummy. Sure, he says, but just one more. She's got chocolate too, if he wants. This'll be plenty, he smiles, though he genuinely appreciates the offer. A small, warm exchange in the late-night quiet. Then his machine starts beeping. The very sound that's haunted him all day. He crosses over, opens the drum, and finally tends to his laundry. At last, blessed silence settles over the whole laundromat. Sasa realizes she forgot to even start her own wash. Since he's right there, would he mind hitting the start button for her? No problem, he says, and presses it with a click. But as the drum lights up, his eyes catch what's tumbling around inside her machine, and Sasa goes rigid. This is bad, she thinks, the color draining from her face. He's standing right over her laundry. Hey, she ventures, voice tight. Did you see? He blinks back at her, utterly clueless. See what? Oh, okay. If you didn't see, then it's fine. No, never mind, she babbles, flustered beyond words. Well, she announces abruptly, she'll be heading out, and beats a mortified retreat for the door. Outside, she completely loses it. He absolutely saw they were right in front of his face. Why today of all days? She wishes they'd at least been something cuter, then catches herself. Wait, that's really not the point here. Inside, Rintarou smirks to himself. So that's the sort of plain stuff the glamorous idol actually wears. How charismatic, he thinks, biting back a laugh. Outside, somehow sensing the mockery, Sasa seethes, then storms right back in. She bursts through the door, red-faced and yelling, "Those aren't her main force. Those were just her backups," defending the honor of her underwear with all the fervor of a battlefield commander. Rintarou just stares, baffled. Backups? Is she talking about baseball or something? And slowly it dawns on Sasa, horrified. Did he genuinely not see anything at all, right up until she blurted it out herself? "I'm not talking about baseball or underwear, okay?" "Just forget it," she shrieks, then slams out for good, undone by her own mouth. Rintarou, still clueless, only wonders if he was rude for spacing out earlier. She is, truly, a master at giving her own secrets away. And there our story comes to rest, right where it always belongs. In a quiet little coin laundry where an idol and an ordinary man meet, night after night. Kon'ya Coin Laundry de Aimashou. See you at the Laundromat Tonight. A gentle tale stitched from romance, comedy, and the small hours of everyday life. Proof that the quietest, most unremarkable places can hold the warmest connections of all. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next recap.